Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Sunless Skies. So I've been, while I was setting up here, looking at the menu at Abraham's Engineering, and I realized something. I had thought that all of the crew quarters things, like these cozy cabins, were support slot items, but it turns out some of the things that increase your crew quartering go in the bridge slot. And in fact, as far as I can tell, these are the only things that can go in the ship's bridge slot. So we are definitely buying one of these. With more quartering space, we can maybe run a crew sufficient to actually undertake one of those big expeditions into the forest down south. So we're definitely picking this up, and I think I'm going to grab us some bronzewood shielding as well. This is the only thing that's available for the shielding slot at the moment at this shop. I suspect there will be a larger engineering shop in London, but I think we're still a little bit off of going to London. We're going to buy these two and toughen our ship up a little bit, because we do still need to go to Hybras, and I need to be able to survive the trip. Okay, apparently installing the plating was kind of a big job there, but they got it in. Okay, so now we have room for more crew. We should probably take on a bunch of extra crew. We should probably actually run ourselves up to 13. Remember, we still have 3 people mining out in Lustrum, and I don't want to just leave them there forever. From a like game mechanics standpoint, it probably wouldn't matter, but I would feel bad about it. So I don't think there's anything that we need to sell off. We might bank some of this stuff. I'm sort of thinking. So do I have access to my map right now? I do. Oh hey, my mouse wheel works again. I'm sort of thinking, like, if we're going up to Hybris, and then like we still have business that we want to take care of at Lustrum, and I want to like push the plot forward in a bunch of other places, maybe we don't need to hold on to the Bronzewood and Chorister honey that we're taking to Port Prosper. We will go back to Port Prosper. We have to, I think, to advance the plot of the game. But it's not an immediate thing. So let's go ahead and visit the bank. We haven't used the bank much. Oh, sorry, this is what I want. We'll dump off one of these. We do it here. Okay. Dump off one of the honeys and the bronzewood. I want to keep the other honey and the tea on us, because if we find another caddy of tea, I want to be able to use them immediately to move the devil storyline forward. Where were we supposed to take these munitions? These munitions go to Port Prosper. Okay, well then these can go in storage as well. Boy, the UI is being like weirdly unresponsive right now, and I'm not sure what is causing that. So yeah, all that stuff can wait. We will swing back through New Winchester at some point before leaving for Prosper. I believe we only have a bank, at the major. It says major port. I've been taking that to mean just New Winchester. I'm like thinking, New Winchester here, and then in the next zone probably London. But maybe we have access to our bank at Port Prosper. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we're keeping the rest of this. Obviously, we need the supplies and everything. And let us, first of all, go and do repairs. Let's get our the new points of hull on our locomotive filled up. I'm a little surprised that that buying the armor increased our armor capacity, but didn't actually give us 10 current armor. But that'll help a little bit. It'll make it less likely that we will accidentally die, at least. And let's talk about hiring on some crew. How expensive is this? 60 sovereigns to get 4 to 8 crew. We would like to get like 6 right now. So yeah, let's try this. Hire many crew. They stumble aboard, blinking away the fog. Core, they say. Beds! Stuff is rough. Things are rough for people. So what we installed actually was sensible plumbing. Regular hot and cold running water. Pipes that don't groan that much. Oh, heaven! Lavatories that flush! The things that are considered luxurious. So, it's not really hiring on. Okay, you can't. Oh, first of all, you'll only be able to do this once every 15 days. But secondly, you also can't just hire a single crewman. Okay, so we effectively have an open berth. Was there anything else I wanted to do before we leave? I suppose we could pick up another. We could pick up another crate of supplies, maybe? Certainly have some room. Oh, you know what? We advanced the Tackety war effort quite a bit and helped them recapture New Winchester. Does that count for my thing? No, I need a momentous exploit, and apparently I still don't have one. Okay, oh, no, okay, I have to have selected this option. Okay. The whole point here was I was gonna click through here and be like, what exactly do I have to do for the Tackities? Alright. Imagine I'm the average man on the street, by which I mean a Philistine of the lowest order. What have you done lately to capture my attention? Well, I'll tell you what, I played a decisive role in the Winchester War. My heroic deeds are celebrated by the very people to whom we will probably be selling this work. That's got to count for something. The Tackities will want to read all about their hero, says the publisher with a glinting smile. The Stovepipes will want to study the tactics of one of their greatest enemies. This'll mean fame and notoriety in equal measure. I hope you're ready. Well, again, we're writing this as a fictionalized account. I have plausible deniability, right? Let's hope so. Alright, let us write the 4th canto. The previous typewriter has died an ignoble death. We've had to procure a new one. Time to make use of it. The blank page is no longer a source of panic. It's a field waiting to be sown. A block of marble hiding 100 sculptures. A sail that will whisk you to seas unknown. You sit down and crack your knuckles and prepare to write. Wow, 5,000 experience. Before you launch yourself into writing the Song of the Sky, you reread the previous 3 cantos. You're surprised to find that its ethos, its purpose, are taking shape with a clarity you hadn't noticed or planned. Your attempts to capture the sky in words have tended to return again and again to a similar theme. The adventure, the loneliness, or the horror. Well, we have definitely discovered some horrifying things. Trying to think about who this character is and what their writing would feel like. I think we've got a touch of madness. We know that. We didn't really recover from the sort of the break that we suffered after reading some things we weren't meant to read. But that madness is like a coping mechanism, right? So we wouldn't be like obsessed with the horror. We're sort of protected from it a little bit by our brain just refusing to process some of the bad stuff. So it's probably the adventure, really. This is probably what we're focused on. This is what flying means to us. Again and again, you've intoxicated readers with that delirious cocktail of excitement and fear. The battles, the intrigues, the pursuits, and other things which warrant exclamation marks. I was going to make a joke myself, and then they got there first. Themes that had once lurked in the recesses of your mind now rise unbidden to the surface, shaking the last vestiges of your subconscious from their flanks. You finally get the sense that you know what you're doing, and, more importantly, where you're going. You sit to write, fingers flying, that shining specter of an ending blazing like a beacon in your head, until, finally, you reach it. The 4th canto is complete. The omnivorous publisher puffs his cigar and holds your manuscript up to the light. A jeweled watch sparkles on his wrist. How long has he had that? You should celebrate tonight, he says, pouring you a generous helping of whiskey. Then I want you to go straight home and start the next one. No detours. A fleet of assistants begin feeding paper into a dozen clanking printing presses. Machinery roars, and the 4th canto is born. You don't have time to ascertain the reaction yourself. The omnivorous publisher has arranged matters on your behalf, and you find yourself whisked away on a whirlwind tour of book signings and interviews. Your pen hand cramps from signing. You collect a reliable stable of answers to the most awkward questions from journalists and readers alike, especially an answer to the most awkward of all. When's the next one? Soon, you assure them, but by the time it's all over, you are beyond exhausted and in no fit state to write. The 4th canto remains top of the bestseller list for weeks. Okay. The 5th canto must now be written. Put the success of the 4 cantos out of your mind. The 5th must exceed them all, somehow. So we'll need 2 moments of inspiration, 2 unlicensed charts. Okay, well, we've not seen any of those. We have 1 moment of inspiration now, apparently. I'm already looking at my hold. I don't know why I clicked on that. You can acquire these from Sweet Jane or the Toll Tower. Sweet Jane is the person who hired us... That's the officers, is not the button I want. Sweet Jane is the person who hired us to hunt down London's ships, right? Yeah, Sweet Jane's Vengeance. Okay. Well, we know sort of broadly what we're after. I don't know where we're going to get unlicensed charts, nor even really what they are. The Victoria Market. Let's buy one more crate of supplies, and then we'll try to make it back to Hybras. In better shape than we have ever been. So, we'll swing through here to see if the Tackities have anything to say to us. And then we should... What else do I have to do? A lot of stuff in the journal here. Okay, you're going to Hybras. We still need to hunt stuff. We know what the deal with the clock is. You're going to Hybras. We'll deal with your well problems later. Yep, we need a thing from Hybras. We still haven't actually got this completed. Yep, we'll worry about that later. We're not assisting any penitents. You guys want to go to Perderance. Okay. Not actually a ton of stuff going on outside of... we should swing by Magdalen's, I guess, and post some flyers. Well, should we go to Port Prosper now? Maybe I should put all that stuff back in the ship. We should just hit Port Prosper now, so that when we go back to the circus next, we will have helped them. Yeah, alright, hold up. I guess let's just do that. We'll go to Magdalen's and then Port Prosper and then to Hybras. Although I don't actually know if there's a very convenient way to get from... Alright, just put all this stuff, load it all back up. All of a sudden this is way smoother. Is there a convenient way from Prosper to Hybras? Not really. We'll have to go all the way around like this. And we probably will go ahead and go around like this, even though it kind of sucks to have to go near the horror. Alright, well, first of all, let's go have a chat with the Tackities and see if there's any tangible reward for having helped them claim New Winchester. I would think there would be, right? This is a not inconsiderable thing. We spent a lot of time and effort furthering their interests. But who knows? Yeah, let's just have a little chat, shall we? Nope, not really any new. Okay. Alright, fine. Ignore my incredible service to your cause. So we're just gonna go... Actually, it'd probably be best to turn around here. Get a port report at Magdalen's, throw up the flyers, see if the host has any easy work for us. I'm in the market for getting paid for not working very hard. Pretty much always. Can you tell I'm not, like, super eager to get back to Hybras? I find that place very unsettling. I'll tell you what we need is just, like, a lot more guns. And it's clear to me, first of all, from the fact that the guns are on the two mouse buttons, it's pretty obvious that we're not ever going to be able to mount a third gun. Certainly none of the locomotives that we can see in the store here would allow us to mount more than 2 guns. But man, what if we just had like 10? What if we just had like 10 guns? We could mount 5 of them on one mouse button, 5 on the other. That'll show those scribe spinsters who's boss. Music's getting a little ominously swelly. What is going on here? They would love to trade for some bronzewood. I am not, in fact, going to give them any of my munitions. Sorry. But no one who lives in the wild is likely to welcome strangers. But the fact that there are people alive out here is enough to reduce my terror a little bit. So that's nice. Yeah, we want to go under this. Oh, we've actually almost leveled up again. Turns out that pursuing your character's major ambition is a really good way to develop them. Who would have thought? Listen, I told myself before I started recording, I'm not going to get into talking about food again, but for real, I have had a powerful craving for proper barbecue since recording that last episode, and I don't really have a lot of good options around here for resolving that craving. So I'm just sitting here and suffering. And the least you all could do is listen to me suffer a little bit and commiserate. Okay, that's it though. No more food talk. Alright, so at Magdalen's, we could reduce our terror a little bit. I suppose we probably should. How much do I have exactly? 23? Yeah, given how rough Hybras has been in the past, we probably want to go up there with as little terror as possible. So, let us visit the Keepsake Market. We could recruit crew, but let's hang out with the other captains, because a significant amount of terror is exactly what I'm here to lose. Magdalen's is a popular respite with most Skyfarers in the Reach. There's always someone interesting to share a drink with in this house of comfort. Wow, that really was significant. The Blythe Bar in the reception hall is famously well stocked. Attendants are on hand to keep an eye on the clientele and ensure no one seeks treatment while too squiffy. Squiffy is a bit of slang I'm not familiar with. I mean, it's obvious what it means here from context, but I've never heard that before. You while away a few hours in the company of several Windward defectors, a traveling magician, a pair of quarreling botanists, and one almost definite ministry spy, aided by the convivial delights of a bottle or three of starshine-tinted brandy. Okay, well that was well worth 50 sovereigns. Yeah, let's write a port report. And then put up our flyers. They do not allow flyers to be posted on the premises. They do, however, keep them tidily stacked for interested parties to take. Okay, that works, that'll count. The receptionist accepts them after thorough examination and consulting her ordinances more than once. We'll leave them out for guests. Okay? Good enough for me. And we should go, have a quick chat with the Amenable host. Just see if there's anything he'd like done. How are things at Magdalen's? Tells you of movements in the Winchester War, of old longings quelled, of old enmities reignited, of the arrest of the passage of time. To the human heart, memory is stronger than all Her Majesty's hours. Okay, so he doesn't have anything for us then. I assume this is not... Yeah, we're just whiling away the hours. He speaks of the politics of the Reach, the tedium of it, and his affront that his position requires him to pay any attention at all to it. He speaks of the parties he has hosted, the lives he's healed, and the people he's saved. You begin to suspect he might have an ego. And then your time is up. I hope I haven't bored you, he says with a rare smile. One wishes to be many things in this life, but never dull. Okay. Well, there's nothing else to do here. We should, I guess, stop by the bazaar. I don't have a lot of money right now. And that is a good price for seeds. We may as well take them. We can afford to take 2. Like, totally broke. But we're about to deliver some stuff for which we will be paid handsomely, I believe. So why don't we take the Fallows route so as not to have to fly past the horror. We're doing so well on terror, I'd hate to spoil it now. It definitely feels like we're coming close to being done with the Reach. And once we're done with the Reach, I really have no sense of how much game is left. We've done a lot of stuff in our ambition, but it's possible that there's an awful lot more to do yet. You know what? This might give us some hint. Okay, well they expect you to be able to get to at least level 20, and we're only level 8 right now. I mean, the fact that there are 20 slots doesn't mean that they think most characters will be level 20, but that it's reasonable that you might get there if you're really trying. So probably we're not very close to done at all. Man, just flying around is terrifying me. Slowly but surely. I guess that sort of makes sense. To be perfectly honest, you get me more than about 10 feet off the ground, my terror is constantly rising as well. I don't even really like to walk. It's like there's a mall near our apartment where we go sometimes to buy things. I don't even like to walk on the second floor of the mall near like where you can see down to the first floor. My fear of heights is considerable. Under the protection of the assembly. Interesting. Well, we'll leave swiftly, but probably get a reduction in terror from having stopped by. Just nice to see living faces, right? I think I just heard gunfire. Yep, I definitely did. Well, let's see if we can't get involved. I don't have any money for repairs. And maybe it's not the best idea to blow up a dreadnought right as we're approaching Port Prosper, but Sweet Jane apparently is going to be very important to our ambitions. I'll save you. Oh. I swear I'm helping. I'm trying. He is now aware of my presence. Okay, I'm a little concerned about this tactic in terms of Tackity's accidentally shooting me. Oh, wow. And the good news is, his ship is very damaged. But, like, dodging isn't even really going to be useful here because he's shooting me in the side. Ow. So I can mostly dodge into or directly away from the bullets. Okay, they got him. We got him. That was not easy. Definitely... Ooh. Do not have the option to gain hull. Well, do we want to raid the hold or just the kitchens? I have 2 crates of supplies left in a second here. Let's raid the hold. Let's see what the dreadnoughts carry. The massive guns of the dreadnought have finally fallen silent. The hulk hangs in the firmament like a shed spider skin in a web, viewed from the vantage of the fly. Its sides are scored and open, its windows shattered. Smoke billows from its blind eyes. London will not see what transpires here. Yeah, let's raid the hold. The bane of all smugglers, huh? They surely keep their best finds to themselves, after all, wouldn't you? The box is gleaming, resinous, as heavy as King Bill's coffin. We have discovered a sheaf of promises. Allowances for the unexpected, permissions for the warranted, tacit approval for the dubiously legal. 1 ministry-stamped permit. This is going to let us, use the transport to London, right? Also, a nameplate, which is important. We do not have the health to fight another one of these things. It turns out they hit pretty hard and their gun is hard to avoid. Yeah, we're not really making a lot of friends out here in the sky now. The Tackities like us as much as they're going to. And everybody else, I've sort of made a lot of trouble for. Boy, I sure hope we can repair our hull at Port Prosper. This close to the Isambard line, time is devious. I might describe time as devious in general, frankly. No, hey. I don't want to... Yes, yeah, I'm worried about the drift from using the attitude thrusters, but... Okay, here we go. We got in there eventually. Everyone out at the docks now knows that I am a total imposter. After the company's fortunes declined in New Winchester, they withdrew to Port Prosper. The parsimonious chairman received them with barely concealed distaste. Alright, well, let's head over to the watchtower. We have some things for them. A cheer from the scaffolding. The foreman beams. An angel, bringing gifts. Actually, you point out, you'll be needing payment. Not really in the business of gift giving. Okay, 800 sovereigns. That's pretty good. And the stovepipes appreciate what we've done here, but we haven't actually helped them retake New Winchester or anything. This really worked out as well as it possibly could for us. You are paid extremely well for the delivery, and the foreman shakes you warmly by the hand. Won't take us no time now, he says with a grin. Maybe we should name the damn clock after you, eh? I think that would be a lovely idea. Okay, at the bazaar, we are to turn in these 3 crates of munitions, which is awesome. 150 XP. And there's Chorister Nectar going for just a tiny little bit less than it sells for. So we have lost 3 reputation with the Tackities for doing that. Whatever. We'll be fine. I'm a hero, damn it. Ooh. Barrels of unseasoned hours. These are 80 each. We need these, right? Keep clicking the wrong button. Oh no, what I want is to look at our prospects. Yep, and it's at the circus where they are wanted, and it's a place we're going soon anyway. Okay, sure. I'll buy that. We also should probably buy fuel and supplies. Or should I buy 2 fuel? Well, we're certainly buying 1 fuel. We don't go through the fuel that quickly. Yeah, let's buy a crate of supplies. Okay. Rolling in money again. And feeling pretty good about it. Can they repair my locomotive here? No, it doesn't look like it. Well, we should definitely write a report. Put up a flyer for our strong women. The West Enders need some way to burn their money, and the East Enders need a distraction. By the time you've papered the city, everyone is abuzz. Factory workers wonder if she could perform the labor of a clayman. The well-to-do wonder if she might be able to carry them around in sedans by herself. Rude drunkards wonder if she could lift the rock that overlooks them all. Okay, I suppose we can offer transport to settlers. A returning Skyfarer is always the center of attention in the East End's pubs. Your tales could inspire listeners to settle at other ports. Okay, yeah, we'll encourage others to seek adventure for a very reasonable price. A crowd gathers to listen to your tales. Your stories of daring escapes and fingernail victories go down almost as well as the whiskey. Ambition dawns in several bloodshot eyes. Some might even follow through on it when sober. Okay, so we can trade Sky stories for interest. Where you want to go? Titania. I simply must move to Titania. From everything I've been given to understand, it's altogether divine. It's certainly something. Please get me there as fast as possible. I will pay you well if you do. That's a little unfortunate because we really, really are not headed in that direction quickly. Hybras is not going to be a short trip. Let's see here. I don't want to turn in my port reports to you. I want to keep working with the Tackities. So, about passage to Albion. I can use this, Yep, Ministry stamped permit. Ah, what a good find. What a good, worthwhile battle that was. But I'm a little worried about the state of my hull and the fact that I can't fix it here. The Windward Company has thrown open its doors for a celebration of itself. Maps of a tamed, industrialized reach line the walls. A model of an upcoming dreadnought sparkles in a glass case. Outside, children are encouraged to throw rotten fruit at a cardboard effigy of Tackety Jack, with Windward stamped prizes for the best aim. Entrance is free. The souvenirs on sale are expensive. You are encouraged to watch a kinetoscope about its planned expansion in the Reach, now that Lustrum has been civilized, to throw balls at coconuts bearing caricatures of assorted Tackety leaders, and to eat sumptuous biscuits with the company's sigil baked into them. Your presence is noted by stern men with very neatly written forms. So we lost some terror, and our reputation shifted a little bit. Whatever, we'll fix it. Okay, not a lot else for us here at the port. We could... Okay, no, you need to drop them off before you could pick up another Pioneer. Alright, well, I think we did what we needed to do here. I guess we should maybe actually just go back to Titania? I'm not ready to go to Albion just yet. Soon. But yeah, maybe we should head back to New Winchester just to drop off all of this, to recover our hull. Then through there to Titania to drop off the settler, and like we could go east to the circus, drop off the hours, turn in the quest for the strong woman, and then head south and do all that stuff. And at some point we'll go to Hybras, you know, after I run out of literally everything else to do. I would go right now if our hull wasn't in such bad shape. It really is, a very unfortunate situation. If we find random, a medical emergency, the settler from Port Prosper staggers onto the bridge, clutching his throat. He appears to be in some distress. Indeed, hair sprouts like invasive weed from every follicle in his body, forcing its way out. What on earth? Wow. What is happening here? Well, there's no point in taking him to his destination. His family would want the body returned. Probably. We could keep the body for study. I don't know anything about medicine, really. Or we could just hurl him off the locomotive because it's going to make people uncomfortable to keep him around. We should return his remains. Boy, I didn't see that coming. The settler is deposited in his cabin, under careful quarantine. Soap and warm water is applied liberally to the floors. Yeah, I mean, we're still, like, a couple of feet from the port. It's not a big deal to go back. Boy, that's a strange thing that has occurred. Well, we'll take on another settler. Maybe they'll want to go somewhere that's not so out of the way. Maybe we could run a trainload of people over to the circus. There you go. Smooth and professional. Let's all pretend that they always go like that. I guess we would do this in Explore. We could attend a performance at the Gaudy Window. How do I... Okay, here we go. Return a settler. This is not what was requested, but it's where you think they ought to be. You find an address among the dead settler's belongings. A small house, not far from the station. An old woman answers the door, a young child at her elbow. She nods stiffly as she sees you. She accepts his crated corpse. You are not invited in. Boy, what a rough... Oof. What an outcome. Alright, let's try that again. Encourage some adventure. Listen, whatever it was that happened there, that's not on me. I don't feel bad about that one. Alright, you want to go to Lustrum. Well, alright, we'll go to Lustrum. I suppose we gotta go to Lustrum to pick our crew back up anyway, and we definitely have spent long enough away that we should be able to do that. So hopefully, I think we're still going to do this by swinging through the circus. It's a little inconvenient now, though, to go to New Winchester. The thing is, I can't not repair my ship, right? Maybe we'll encounter some Reach Marauders or something on the way. I would feel comfortable fighting Reach Marauders with this little health. I think we could easily take them. Yeah, I definitely don't want to fight any more Dreadnoughts. I guess, like, I was thinking for a second there, man, it is weirdly unbalanced, the difficulty of fighting Dreadnoughts versus the difficulty of fighting Tacketies. But I suppose we haven't actually fought a Tackety Scout, and we know that they're tough, because when we encounter guests in Scotland 1, it sure does take a lot of ammo to crack that open. Maybe it's not actually easier. Boy, this is an awfully long distance to cross. We'll just hold in W. I get what they're going for, though. If you were able to buy another locomotive or to increase the strength of your engine, it would make the space feel sort of like conquerable. They want it to be clear to you that you are out of your depth while you're out here, which I think they're doing a great job of. Hear more gunfire. I think we're approaching it. Hopefully it won't be anything terribly dangerous to us. I'm veering. Well, actually, yeah, going to the south here is not a bad idea. A little bit of exploration, and it's still the route. Yeah, we're getting real close to whatever it is. Oh. It's a Marauder fighting attacking. Ooh, okay. This is probably, like, ideal for us, right? Provided the tackety doesn't accidentally shoot me. Oh, I did a bad job of that. Unfortunately, the in a fair number of the situations we find ourselves in, the dodging wouldn't help much. I could be fighting in a different style, I'm sure, where the dodging would be more useful. Alright, we are definitely stripping him for parts if I have the option. Oh, thank God. Wow, that was a lot of hull, actually. Yeah, alright, maybe we don't need to go back to New Winchester at all. Feeling a lot better. But yeah, the way I'm fighting, I'm making dodging not really a not really a useful thing. Getting shot in the side a lot, or like in a situation where I'm spinning, so the dodge would be sort of an unreliable way to move. Probably you're not supposed to spin as much as I do. May as well come in from this side of the dock because we need to go east anyway. And that was like... Ow. That was almost a good job of lining up. Alright. You know what? We might actually have what Mr. Menagerie wanted. I don't remember what it was that he wanted for better scouts, but we have a lot of stuff now. Okay, so... Listen to a story of things past. Mr. Menagerie is keen to tell you a tale from its collection, but requires payment first. Charity is a crime. The punishment, severe. Alright, man. 1 sovereign? I'll pay for that. Mr. Menagerie gestures to the spindle of rock that anchors the circus like a stone weighing down an escaping balloon. Once we gathered here. We held our bargains and boasted of our chiefs. Our bands displayed the finest of goods. Our magnanimity was sharp as knives. All knew our worth. Then the light came. They made of our grounds sport, a dancing place, a laughing place. They made bargains of their own. And now, you do the same. It rasps in tones of mild reproach. Yeah, I guess so. So let's see. The bat would have required 2 visions of the heavens, of which we have only 1. We would need a condemned experiment to get the Ratronaut, and it would cost a moment of inspiration, which has not been easy to come by. We totally could get this star-smitten bat. Not this trip, obviously, but like, Savage Secrets are not hard to come by, and Visions of the Heavens actually aren't either. Returns after finding 1 discovery, conveys little information about what it finds. With the Cavi, we do have a Searing Enigma. Good range, returns after finding 1 discovery, conveys more information about what it finds. Has good range. What about my current guy? I can't even look. Well, I'm going to assume that things you can purchase are upgrades from the base bat. And although I do like a bat better than a guinea pig, this is probably, mechanically speaking, an upgrade. Also, it's wearing a plumed helmet, and it flies by mechanical bat. That's pretty cool. I'm into both of those things. To adventure! Mr. Menagerie extends a long finger to prod the dozing guinea pig. Oh, says the Cavi, rubbing sleep from its eyes with a front paw. I do beg your pardon. It sits upright to address you. Sir Lionel, at your service. Am I to understand you are in need of a valiant scout? If so, I am the very pig. Just point me in a direction, and I will sally forth on my trusty bat. Mr. Menagerie seems somewhat relieved to pass Sir Lionel on, and begins to gather up its things. Okay. Well, I am not currently able to use this. What? Mirrors at 50. Oh, mirrors is definitely a skill that I have a lot of. It's not 50. We're at 49. Okay, that'll get solved the first time we level up. I have no concern there. Let's see. Poster at the station has been torn down. There's no sign of Mr. Menagerie. Cowled figures lurk in the fog, but none have a collection of adorable little beasts. Let's see, where has he gone? We journey to the place of apples, where an old regent's ruins lie. Okay. Good to know. Well, first of all, obviously, let's write a report. And then let us go behind the tents and tell the headstrong strongwoman that her flyers are posted. If anyone from the Reach visits the circus, they'll know to have something ready for her. You deliver the news while she's in the middle of her training. She puts the dumbbell down with exquisite form and fetches you a reward from her tent. Here, she says, wiping sweat from her brow with her forearm. I hope they'll bring something interesting. I've really missed being surprised. She smiles wistfully and returns to lifting her weights, keeping up a running commentary on the things she saw last time her act was popular, which apparently counts as gossip. Okay, the payment wasn't great. The XP is nice, though. We could help some other people out. Yeah, why not? Let's see about the acrobat. Nothing by myself without my twin there to catch me. Yeah, we know the deal. Oh, I would have been willing to help. Oh, we have to talk to the ringmaster to get the offers to help, right? Yeah, here we go. I will accept a commission to reclaim the acrobat's twin. I'm sure I can find him. I go everywhere. They take turns, I think, running away. They won't come back until they get into trouble. But the cards say that trouble has happened. You'll find them in the Leadbeater and Stainrod Nature Reserve. Okay, we can go there. After Hybras, unfortunately. So I think that's probably all we need to do here. Oh, sorry, we also need to do this. That was a pretty good price right there. And we gained a vision of the heavens. If we'd done this in the other order, we could have, Oh, well. Oh, you know what? We didn't want the other scout anyway. The scout that would have cost visions of the heavens was not as good as the cavi. Okay, they would also love the literature. Obviously, we do not have that. Boy, they're really paying for that. And they're willing to sell some bronze wood. We don't need any. Okay, I think we're good. Well, let us continue on to Lustrum. And then when we leave Lustrum, maybe we'll swing south. There is scouting yet to do, and we are in a position to do a little bit. Although I suppose by the time we make it to Lustrum, the fuel might not be great. Okay, let us take a thing of our past that gives us some mirrors, and also something, obviously, that makes some sense for us. A promise of days haunted the august avenues. I'm curious about this. You spent your youth in stuffy sitting rooms and chandeliered parlors. Hush, and you can still hear the delicate sound of silver spoons on china cups. You were not ungrateful, but your life was hedged by bounds of civility and expectation. You had to disobey sometimes to discover who you were. When you had to rebel, how did you do it? Let's see. You wouldn't bring shame to your household. You kept your disobediences modest and discreet. No one was any the wiser. My thinking is that this is not us. First of all, we're not that good at lying. And secondly, you know, I say that. We did manage to lie our way out of that institution. But I think in general this character is not that good at deception. Or openly and frequently. We had a mentor who was sort of a rough, lower-class sort. Maybe we got cast out of our house for openly and frequently disobeying, and that's how we ended up with such a mentor. A cage is a cage, whether it's gilded or not. You were punished, of course. It didn't stop you. Now, we should be able to swap in our scout, except that, because it's sort of viewed as part of the ship, yeah. Alright, you know what? Let's turn around and just do this right now. I should have just leveled up before we left the port. And we ended up going in backwards anyway. Okay. A valiant guinea pig knight keen to demonstrate his prowess. So, I mean, what do we do with this bat? I assume that we can't sell the bat, right? We could jettison him. That seems awfully cold. He's just going to take up a cargo slot until we get back to New Winchester. At the very least, we'll bank him. We'll let him live there. Alright, so what's going to be the best way to do this? I guess... I mean, it is almost certainly the case that we could go through the desolation of Saliba to Lustrum, right? It doesn't, like, end in a cul-de-sac with the horror in it. I think that'll be faster, and it'll be good to actually have it mapped out. I just know that the first time we tried to go through there, we ran into a scribe spinster, and I ran away because I was terrified. That might happen again. I guess we'll see. Oh, gunfire. Sounds like it's east, maybe? Well, then again, we're not hearing anymore as we continue east, so maybe not. I suppose, though, if we swing through Carillon, we can pick up another port report. Yeah, I want to try to get this settler where they're going relatively quickly, just to see if the payout for doing so is actually valuable. I'm kind of low on fuel. Maybe we should stop by Carillon just to see if there will be fuel there. Okay, let's send out the cabbie. Sky grows cold. Your crew don coats and gloves. Okay, well... you found something. That's not exactly the kind of thing I was looking for. Let's try one more time. Maybe something a little bit more on the path? Nope. We're gonna go direct. If we go out of the way for to go to Carillon and it turns out they don't have any fuel there, I might be in a bad position here, so... oh dear. No, don't veer around. Ah, you suck. I hate Starman Explorers. Okay. No, come on, keep going, keep going. If we get around the rock. Okay, ooh. I'm trying to get a little bit better with the dodging. It has certainly been helpful so far during this this particular battle. No. I mean, he's very wounded. Shoot. His mobility is a real problem. Okay. Loot. Loot. Loot, please. Huh. Boy, you have to get right up on top of this. There we go. So we could gain random treasures or try to gain crew. We'd be likely to succeed. In fact, we're guaranteed to succeed, and one crew would actually be very useful right now. But if we loot the hold, maybe he has fuel? We kind of need to... oh, thank God. Okay. Well, now we're right up on Carillon. Yeah, alright. It's almost not even out of the way anymore. Hopefully that battle hasn't cost us enough time to make our settler upset. You know, they wanted adventure. We're certainly giving them a little bit of that. Alright, write ourselves a report, do a little shopping. I don't know that we want to engage here too much. An overgrown shrine. The path leads you to a broken statue, seemingly ignored by the devils of Carillon, except for whoever placed the freshly lit candles at its feet. The path leads you to yeah, I read that already. The face is poorly carved, but its features unmistakable. The burrower below stares at you through one gemstone eye and an empty socket. Well, we could contemplate the statue, which will lower our terror, one assumes, or we could steal an offering. I am watched, am I? I'm kind of curious. The burrower below is displeased, and you've gained an artifact. You reach down and pocket the offering. A sick feeling rises in your stomach. The sense that something far away, but far greater than you can ever hope to be, has marked your soul for the future. Okay, maybe not a great thing to have done. Let's write our report. And then get the hell out of here. See what they want. They would love some souls. Sorry, they're selling souls. Also supplies. That's fantastic, because we could really use some. And then... we don't need that nectar. They wouldn't buy anything else from us. We don't have a, yeah, we don't have a prospect for souls right now. But... they're, you know, it's a bargain. My big question here is whether we're going to get a lot of value. I'm going to leave space in the cargo bay because we might get a lot of value at Lustrum. So, from Carolot, I don't know that it actually is faster to go through the Desolation of Saliba. I guess let's do it just for the sake of mapping it. It's probably about the same speed to go either way from this point. And hopefully it won't be full of really terrifying monsters. But at least now we know we're not going to run out of fuel or supplies in the near future. Feel a lot more secure. And actually, we're making money very quickly. Turning in prospects is good stuff. It has not been trivial to accomplish those prospects. We got kind of lucky being able to buy a bunch of hours at Port Prosper, but you're probably very often able to buy hours at Port Prosper, right? They have enough of them just laying around. See, I'm still not really... ugh, that sound again. I'm still not really sure how to fight a Scribe Spinster. More dodging could probably be helpful, but they're very maneuverable. And I am not. Well, if we can get a bunch of hours here, and sell those off at a reasonable price back in Port Winchester, I think we're really not that far from being able to push up to the next class of engine. And every thing that we've bought for our locomotive will fit on that. What edifice stood here in times past? None you know. Oh, that's not a, that's not the horror. I thought that was the horror. We can get close enough to this. Nope. I can't actually go aboard. Yeah, I guess there's nowhere to dock the ship. This is pretty horrifying. Definitely gaining terror rapidly. Oh, and there's one of those guys. We are not going to try to fight it. Ah, I thought for a second there he was just going to miss me completely. Yeah, we're just going to head through. So probably this area is a good area to find those guys. We've seen one here now twice. And it is generally just sort of terrifying. Oh no, the settler from Port Prosper. Ah, damn it. Well, keep the body for study, I guess. We now have a condemned experiment. Okay. You ignore the looks your crew give you as you order the corpse taken to cold storage. Those with hearty stomachs can assist with a thorough examination later. For now, the mop and the broom. I wonder, does that happen to every settler eventually? Or did we just get really unlucky twice in a row? I want to be far away from the Scribe Spinster, but I was kind of hoping to get that cantankery. Well, let's err on the side of not getting murdered. Let's get it back out here to Lustrum. I'm sure it's been enough time for us to... Wow, the princess has taken all the blankets. I'm sure it's been enough time for the mining to complete, right? It only had to be a month. You know, I don't know if time actually passes in those events like the the text about forwarding our ambitions had us spending at least a couple of weeks at New Winchester, right? So hopefully that will mean enough time passed, but I don't know if like time actually passes in that way. So let's head over to our claim and collect our haul. Have some cargo space free. I do have some cargo space free. Miners speak of a geode containing a whole century's worth of hours, so big that it had to be dragged away by locomotive. Your crew have not found anything like that. Without a factory full of equipment, the most you can realistically hope for is a fine bounty of unseasoned hours. They sit in nervous silence as you examine their efforts. Foreman comes to greet you. Nothing much to report, Captain. Ready to start loading up the barrels when you are. I am in fact ready. Let's do it. 2 barrels. Okay. The barrels of ours are carefully loaded onto a cart to be transferred to the train. Each is encased with beeswax, or the closest available substitute, to prevent leakage. A stamp on the top marks them as officially approved by the Ministry, as long as nobody looks too closely at the finer detail. Well, that's not great, too. Probably they want you to put more crew in, right? So we can assign up to 5 crew to work at a time. We still have 3 crew here. I'm trying to figure, like, what do I think we should do? Should we assign a whole bunch more? The thing is, I don't know that I'll be coming back to Lustrum. This is a cool little adventure, at least not anytime soon, right? I'm just going to retrieve my crew. Every day it becomes harder to tell them apart from the regular miners, but they'll be glad when their work is over and it's back to the warmth of the train. Yeah, retrieve everybody. I can't just retrieve everybody? Hey. Her bunk is just as she left it. Messy. Okay, we're pulling everybody back. Mining turns out not to really be that great income-wise. Let's just get back out of here. Okay, back to town. Back to civilization, or Lustrum, anyway. Write ourselves a port report, and then we definitely. No, sorry, that's not what I want. I want to go speak to Jane, but she's at the. Where's she at? How do we get to her? Well, let's visit the Golden Tea Shop. I'm curious if there will be any new options available. Oh, we should enjoy a lovely cup of tea, because this is good for our... wow, that was really good for our terror, actually. So we tried the Indulgence blend last time. Let's try Eleutherian Gold. I don't have much use for the Empress's favor. Lost 5 sovereigns, you have sampled Eleutherian Gold. A single sip and you feel slightly dizzy. 2 sips and you struggle to find your legs. The sense of pleasurably disconnected bonhomie lingers for a few hours. Okay, so there's something something that isn't tea in that tea. So I'm going to assume that looking at her inventions is not going to give us any new... No. She's still not interested in showing us what is up with her, whatever it is in the corner there. Here at the bar, they're willing to sell us some bronzewood. Sweet Jane would sell us some more hours if we wanted them. Okay, so we could attempt to climb the mountain still. We're still bad at it. And it would still cost supplies. It would not do to leave it for too long. Claim jumping is rife. Maybe we do want to put crew back on it. I'm just thinking there's one more type of tea to sample, and I just have a feeling, a real video gaming feeling, that something might happen on your 3rd visit when you sample the 3rd type of tea. Murgatroyd, Melusine might trust us more or something. And we do have more crew that we can afford to assign right now. Yeah, alright, let's really put a crew on it. Your chosen crew disembarks, both volunteers and volunteered. They should quickly get the hang of things. Alright, let's hope that they are able to actually do the thing. Get mining. It'll be some time before they've dug out enough. You should return later. Sweet Jane's counting house. This is what I wanted. Let's turn in our 1 charred nameplate. Sweet Jane counts your bounty out with relish, then slides it across the desk with a wink of her good eye. There's more where this came from, she says. I don't remember what voice I did for her. So, 50 sovereigns, some Tackity's gratitude. Okay. 50 sovereigns is not a lot. So we can get a moment of inspiration, an otherworldly artifact, or ministry-stamped permits. Is a moment of inspiration what we need? It is what we need. So, if we can't think of another way to get one, or if we can't happen across one by randomly, which we did here, we could turn in 12 charred nameplates. That's a thing to keep in mind. So I guess we'll hold on to any that we acquire from here on. And I'm gonna buy us some more stuff real quick here. Alright. Time, I think, to adventure a little bit. Let's head south. Interestingly... Did I just sail right past that? I guess we came around like this. I must not have gotten close enough to it to actually see it. Alright, let's go check out what that is. It's probably just a wreck of a locomotive, right? We don't actually have space for anything, but we might be able to get some hull plating out of it. It's like I want to go exploring, but I'm also really nervous about the state of my hull. And we haven't had a lot of opportunities to repair it. A nice, easy couple of reach marauders would be real good for us now. Something else just at the edge of our vision. But I have to assume that something else is going to be... like a mining thing. It's going to be something we can't actually interact with. Alright. I had a friend climbed one of them stairs, an engineer claims. Didn't come down again, though. Yeah, we should leave. I don't like being here either. This place is not as bad as Hybras, but it's close. So... I guess we're going to head south. Like, we do need to go back. We do need to get to Hybras. I just really hate it there. Alright. How about we try to go south? We'll see if we can get to the nature reserve from this side, just for the sake of mapping. And then we'll head up to New Winchester, and then we'll go to Hybras. It'll be next episode when we go to Hybras. And we'll probably actually go this time, probably. We've had such bad experiences up there. It's possible that it's not a good idea for me to be out here adventuring in the dark with 12 hull. But we should try to know what's out here, right? If we see a scribe spinster, we'll just turn around. We'll go back to Carillon, and then from there to New Winchester. Did I remember to get a port report at Lustrum? Yes. Doing very well on reports. Like, we have a lot of money's worth of stuff. When we get back to New Winchester... we probably won't be that far from the new locomotive. Let's send out the cabbie. Show me something, little dude. He shows me that there is a horror ahead. Perhaps something to be avoided. As curious as I am about it, I don't know that we need to be making anything any worse for ourselves while we're out here. What is that? I think I saw luggage. I sure did. Come on, 20 points of hull. Okay, 10. I'll take that. I'm pretty happy with that. There's another path back through. This is exactly the sort of thing I want to map out. Is this going to take us? This is not anywhere near the nature reserve. Wow, what is this? Huh. Endless waltz. Well, truer than you meant it. The windows of the crew quarters are occluded with frost, but was that movement you saw? Your signaler fetches their signal lamp and flashes a patient message into each portside window. There, a faltering glow burns in the frost. Someone has struck a match. Oh man, they retrieve a survivor who is eager to sign on. Yeah, I bet. I bet he is. I wonder how much longer he had food for in there. It's probably basically a miracle. So yeah, we're basically just flying around. I'm just going to fly around and map stuff out. I'm definitely not up to the task of that battle. Okay, he hasn't... Oh, no, I think he became aware of us. Well, we might be on the run then for a while. Hopefully we can lose him around a corner or something. Oh, that's not actually a path. It kind of seems like maybe he's not chasing us. We saw the little, like, awareness indicator. But maybe he won't actually follow. Because, like, I don't really want to... We're already missing 18 points of hull. Like, we're below the amount of hull that we had last time we tried to fight one of these guys. And also, when we tried to fight that guy, we had another person distracting him too, right? Well, so should we just go the normal way to here, or should we swing through... I'm kind of curious where this goes, like if there's a whole route back here. But maybe it's not... Yeah, I don't know if it's worth going that far out of our way. Especially since we know this guy's here and everything. Can't tell if he's following us or if he's just accidentally drifting in our direction. I think we're okay. If we brought him over to the Tackety... That night your sleep is peppered with uncomfortable dreams. The sky of your dream is blazing gold. It is peppered, no, crowded with suns. Suns piled on suns, like the groats in a miser's hoard. Their light floods you. It shines through skin and blood and meat, picking out your branching veins and the slender pillars of your bones. Is there no more to you than this? You wake. Okay, well, I don't really want to trade three Tales of Terror for a Vision of the Heavens. We have enough Visions of the Heavens to last us, I think. We could just try to seek company. Conversation, tea, perhaps a biscuit. Drop a little bit of terror here. Although, not very much. You find someone in the galley. They couldn't sleep either. You exchange a bleary greeting, a stiff pot of tea, and a conversation about the overflow valves. Already, your dream seems distant and silly. Alright, probably for the best. So yeah, let's just head down to the nature reserve, and perhaps we will, but we're supposed to go to Hybras and get the pus first. Yeah, alright, never mind. Let's just go to New Winchester. We'll end the episode there as we begin it. Oh, wait. That Tackety's fighting something. Maybe we could get a little bit of loot here. Tacketies are pretty tough. If he's fighting a Scribe Spinster, we might be able to stay at a safe distance and help out and let him just tank all the damage. That is, in fact, what is happening. We can flee, right? We don't have to stick around if it looks like this is going south. Oh boy. It's coming right for me, though. Ah! Yep, there's no way to avoid that. The dodging is really only good if they're shooting at you, like, from directly behind or directly in front. Oh, I hit the Tackety. We should leave. We just don't have it. Those guys are a pain to fight. It might be a weapons issue. It might be the case that we could find some weapons that home in a little bit or something. Yeah, I should probably be on the lookout for something like that. Let's have a chat with these fellows. Wait, do I have munitions? I totally do. Oh, that's right, I picked some up from from some cargo. So we could trade salon stewed gossip for supplies, but munitions sell for a lot less than Bronzewood does. Alright. Yeah, we'll go around like that, turn in all of our port reports, and then we'll see where we're at cash-wise. We're probably not that far from that new locomotive. We're definitely going to be over 50%. I don't think we're going to be able to buy it this trip, but soon. And a new engine will make a big difference. First of all, fuel efficiency. It's not actually faster, but it will burn less fuel over the same distance. And secondly, with a bunch more base armor, we'll be much more likely to survive a big fight with a Scribe Spinster. We could try going to London as well to see if there's a place where we could buy better ship parts. I'm assuming that green is not going to end up being the highest quality. Have the cabbie go out and look. Maybe there'll be some something around here to loot. He has in fact discovered a thing that could be mined or hewed or something. Unfortunately, probably not by us. Wasn't it directly ahead of me? Not exactly directly. Oh, no, okay. That icon also describes just random salvage. So that weird little alcove that we started in, that transit relay, I wonder if we can actually use that. We haven't been back there since the tutorial. Presumably, it would take some hours, but that might be all it takes. Yeah, we maybe should go over there and have a look. Although maybe that's the thing where we want to do that after getting some more upgrades, because it certainly didn't do us any favors last time we went there. So wait, what happens at this dock now? Because the company was driven out. Oh, that's the wrong way. There we go. I'm telling you, anytime I'm not facing directly upward. Company house is abandoned. Inquire as to the fate. I don't care about the prudent secretary. Okay. I was just curious if it had been, like, taken over by another group of people who might have something interesting to say or offer us. No, pretty much just empty. Empty of opportunity, anyway. Let us visit Victory Hall, deliver all of our wonderful reports. You know, I have enough money to buy a better locomotive, thank you. I know. Alright, so 500 more sovereigns, and we don't have the ability to trade favor for anything that actually matters, really, right? Like, we no longer care about the balance of power in the Reach. We became a hero. We don't have any knowledge of a value, like any value at all, for otherworldly artifacts. And I have more savage secrets than I will probably ever use. So I guess for now we just stockpile favor until we figure out what artifacts are for or something. You know, I started the episode by saying, hey, let's go to Hybras, and here we are, well over an hour later. And we didn't even try. And frankly, I feel pretty okay about that. 1931. Yeah, not bad. So, let's just, I guess we could just hire on more crew. Maybe we're going to leave the 5 guys over there permanently. Just mining hours for us. Yeah, sure. Let's hire many crew. So we have capped out. We still have 1871, and we have some things to sell. At the bazaar. Literature for Trader's Wood, souls for Port Prosper. We already have a thing that we would like to do with literature, but I guess we also, there's like no reason not to take all of the prospects, right? And then at the market, we can sell off our verdant seeds and our hours. We're going to keep our caddy of tea. sell this bronze wood. We certainly don't need that. So yeah, 2286. We are not at all far away from buying that 3500 locomotive, which we absolutely want. Man, I wish we could find some more panes of stained glass. Those, that prospect pays very, very well. Alright, we're certainly going to need more supplies. Okay. So yeah, that engine that we're looking at, the Pelennor class trader, I think, we could get a Bedivere class escort instead. But I think I want the extra support slot more than I want the extra armor plating. It does have more hull as well, and it's more fuel efficient, and it seats more crew. But this thing has a ton of cargo space, and with that extra support slot, we could pick up like a mining drill or an assaying glass or something. I think this is the way I want to go. Pelennor class trader just gives us more options for making money. Less of a fighting ship, more of a commerce ship, which I think is good for us. And then this thing is just very good in general, and maybe someday, but that's a lot of money. So with that, I think that's everything we want to do here, right? Yeah, I believe so. We should actually like look at these weapons a little bit. So like, this is a light weapon. This is a heavy weapon. It does 8 damage at 1000 range, 45 heat. 8 damage for 45 heat is not spectacular. The swift rocket that can be detonated at range. So presumably we can intentionally blow it up. So if we miss by a little bit, we can just trigger the explosion and still do damage. I could definitely see some value in that. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything here really homes in at all. A long-range, fast-firing, self-cooling armament for the captain who likes things settled promptly. The barrel revolves, possibly powered by spite. Well, isn't everything. Okay, so... and this is that mine. Yeah, I mean, the mine certainly has some value. That's something worth thinking about, I guess. But basically, we are not able to get much better weapons here. Maybe in London. Maybe we should go visit London just to see. We certainly have a primary, you know, that black box. Like, we still have not figured out anything about that. But it sounds like a real tomorrow kind of problem. Because that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we go to Hybras or London or somewhere, I swear. And we'll see you then.